Joining me right now is the former acting U.S. Attorney General, Matt Whitaker. AG, good to see you. Thanks very much for being here.
Hi, Maria.
I want to get your take on this. It seems like there was a report that one spy balloon entered U.S. airspace but then crashed near Hawaii. We don't have any evidence that anything like this has ever happened, that a spy flight that looks like a balloon, able to fit 3 buses inside of it. I mean, this thing, to fit 3 buses inside of it. And it was able to float across the United States for an entire week. What kind of damage did that, spark? What were they able to send back to the Chinese Communist Party?
Yeah, well, this is the concerning thing is that the Biden administration, instead of accepting responsibility as to why they didn't shoot it down as soon as it entered Alaskan airspace earlier last week, and then followed it all across the country, there's no explanation as to that decision and who made that decision and why they made that decision. And I guarantee you, if that had happened in the Trump administration, that it would have been taken down as soon as it entered United States airspace. But, John Ratcliffe is so correct in one point, and that is this didn't happen. This is just the Biden administration trying to politically message this because the American people, when they learned about this, were so upset that the Chinese were collecting information. But this isn't the first time. This, the Chinese have done an amazing job of stealing our technologies, our information, and ultimately are going to use it against the American people. And the Biden administration, and quite frankly, each administration needs to be as tough as possible against the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah, that's the strategy of the Biden administration. Let's make it so cloudy and so many different comments about, it happened before and it happened under Trump, so that we start talking about that rather than the point. And the point of this is that we had a spy flight above military installations, important military installations, for a week, and it was not shot down. They had to see it coming in, right? Why not stop it when it was first entering Alaska? Why not stop it when it veered into above water near Alaska? The whole thing has so many holes in it, and yet they allowed it to float freely for a week. Do you have any sense of what kind of damage that caused, what kind of information it was able to gather? And is there any way that it could have been dispersing any electronic devices to ensure that they can have unlimited surveillance?
Yeah, we might as well consider this a giant intelligence vacuum cleaner that was loitering over the United States and our most sensitive sites, whether it's our ICBM facilities or whether it's our nuclear bombers in Kansas City. This is the biggest concern, is that this was collecting information. It was certainly transmitting that back to Beijing. And why was it targeting? Why was it looking at these sensitive sites from an altitude that pictures and information could be gathered in a more precise manner? The national security damage that this balloon did over the week that it was over the United States is immeasurable. It's probably going to be affecting us for decades to come. And I think Joe Biden and this administration owe the American people their reasoning for not taking this down, because it was a major threat. We know it's a major threat. Americans in their gut know that the Chinese can't be trusted, and we should never allow them to have this intelligence vacuum cleaner hanging out over the United States for a week.
Well, they're trying to say that if they shot it down anywhere else, we didn't know what was in it and it could have caused harm to people on the ground. But there's no answer whatsoever for stopping it once it first entered the country in Alaska. That's when it should have been stopped, a minute in.
Not only that, but why weren't we coordinating with our Canadian partners when it came from Alaska down to Montana? Why, if anybody that's been to the western United States know that it's sparsely populated, you're more likely to hit a cow or a mountain than you are a person or a building. And I think their explanations have been incredibly weak and really don't address the massive intelligence challenge that this balloon has created.
Well, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy tweeted out over the weekend, Joe Biden will not protect America on the ground. Now we know he will not protect America in the sky. And, you know, it's a true comment because we've got new reports showing now nearly 600,000 illegal migrants who've crossed the border since March 2021 have now been released into the country without being given court dates. So, I mean, it's just a free-for-all. The House Oversight Committee is holding another hearing tomorrow, calling this one, quote, on the front lines of the border crisis. 2 chief Border Patrol agents will be testifying, Matt. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, look at what's gone on the ground. Putting what's gone on in the air aside for a moment, that we were just, you know, totally breached, our sovereignty breached with this test flight from China. We don't know what they took from us in terms of the damage done, but we've got damage done on the ground since Joe Biden walked into the Oval Office, with 5 million plus illegals having crossed in illegally. And now they're just letting them into the country, no court date.
Yeah, I think this hearing with the Border Patrol is going to be a very important inflection point to inform the American people. You know, we've talked about it many times, but this policy where they went from a notice to appear and having a court date to a notice to report, telling people they just had to show up to a immigration office wherever they ultimately landed. 600,000 people have not showed up, according to that notice to report, and these people are just in our country. That we have really no idea where they are, what they're doing. They have no ability to work or participate in our economy or otherwise. I mean, at least with somebody that's filed a application for asylum, even though most are rejected, those people after 6 months get a green card. And, you know, this is the concerning thing, is for 6 years, it takes us that much time to adjudicate these claims, with most of them being bogus, fraudulent, or otherwise not worthy. This is a, you know, we've talked about it before, but 5 to 6 million people on top of all of the other illegal immigration challenges we've had. We need to close the border. We need to secure the border. We need to just call a stop until there is a rational policy that operates at the border where legitimate asylum claims are adjudicated quickly and efficiently, and others that are not allowed to enter our country are never allowed to set foot in the United States of America.
I mean, look, I realize that we have a worker shortage, but do we have the resources for this?
No, we don't. Our system of asylum and immigration is not built for this influx of people, and it, you know, again, it's unceasing. And until we just stop the illegal crossings, we're just never going to get control of this.
Unbelievable, Matt. It's good to see you. Thanks very much, Matt Whitaker, joining us this morning in Washington.